going to be also going forward. But having said that, Vivekanand Nartam, let me also bring you in. When we are talking of ideology, when we are talking of a marriage of convenience, so to say, let me draw your attention to an old tweet from Devendra Fadnavis. And here Devendra Fadnavis, and I will put out the tweet, I would request my colleague camera person also to zoom in on this. He says the BJP will never have any alliance with NCP. Rumors are motivated, we expose their corruption in assembly, others were silent. This is on 26th of September 2014. This is a tweet. This is the tweet from Devendra Fadnavis. Vivekanand Nartam. Now everything seems to have been forgotten. Here is a tweet for our viewers. This dates back to 2014. A tweet that was put out by Devendra Fadnavis that we have no truck with the NCP. And we do know in the run up to this election how the BJP has gone hammer and tongs against the NCP, against quote unquote corrupt Ajit Pawar, against corrupt Sharad Pawar, described them as fountainheads of corruption. Suddenly everything seems to have been forgotten. Vivekanand.
Saurabh, since I myself come from the state of Maharashtra, Maharashtra is the land of Shivaji Maharaj. So, whenever he found something was unethical that was happening, so for that particular time, in order to sustain his politics, in order to sustain his Hindvi Swaraj, that is what he termed that as, so sometimes he made compromises. I look at this particular development as one of such compromises, for the reason that Shiva Sena, which claimed to be a party with the Hindutva at its core, is trying to build up a natural alliance with NCP and Congress. So, where is the ideology that they claim to have stood for, and the very base of the ideology, very base of the formation of Shiv Sena was the Hindutva ideology. When they were diverting and trying to mislead the people of Maharashtra, the mandate, BJP got 105 seats, whereas in Shiv Sena got 156 seats. Now, this together this alliance got the full majority to form the government in the state of Maharashtra. Now, what Shiv Sena did was, it insisted on the position of chief minister. Now, how ethical it is. You have just 56 seats, BJP has more than, ethics, more than double seats with them. So, how they could, give you the chief minister's position, that is a thing to understand.
No, but when we are talking about ethics and morality, I think the way that the story has been panning out all day today, ethics and morality seems to have been the biggest casualties in the entire exercise. Let me bring in Tanmay Ghosh on this. Political commentator is with us. Tanmay, now your reading of the situation. We are talking of ethics, we are talking of taking a moral high ground, we are talking of ideology. When you look at the sequence of events starting from yesterday night, the midnight coup, the early morning swearing in, which the Congress says swearing in hiding, and the Congress raising questions as far as the role of the governor is concerned, multiple questions being raised by the opposition, but the BJP saying that we have been sticking to the rule book, there is nothing amiss as far as the constitutional framework is concerned. How do you read between the lines? Are you able to join the dots, Tanmay?
See, first of all, the morality, the ethical things, and the politics, basically, and ideology. At this moment in India, probably all these are dead. Otherwise, this thing should not have happened. We all of us are seeing the drama from the day one after the result.
When there was a tussle between BJP and Shiv Sena, I told in your show that it is in between their family problem. But later on, what happened yesterday and from early morning today, the entire nation is shocked. It is not new, though it is not new. We have seen the same thing, the murder of democracy in Goa, in Manipur, in Karnataka, and it's repeating here itself. Just one thing I must say, that there is no moral ground, it is only one and only power politics. If you can see that the BJP is trying to build one party, no election. So it is better, let them speak in front of people that we don't want any election, we don't obey the constitution, only we want power. So let us be in power for ever ending. The situation is now that bad. I must say you see that from the very beginning what is happening and the consequences of that incident. Now, today when we are seeing that at the very early morning at 5:47 a.m., the Honorable President revoked President's rule, it is also very, situation was not that much urgent that at the early morning he has to do that. So, things started from there itself. And now NCP, we have seen in the press conference that Sharad Pawar is saying, being NCP chief, that they are not supporting this stand. In other hand, Shiv Sena, Sharad Pawar, and after some time, even Congress also said that all of us are in the same boat. Then how the thing is going on? Means there is no morality. It is only money, muscle, and power. There is nothing else in this drama. So we must say,
so there is no morality, there is nothing else in this drama. This is only naked power play.
Absolutely.
Naked power play, which is okay. Just a moment.
How BJP will
Just a
explain?
moment. Let me take this question to Raman Malik once again. Raman Malik, these are questions that are being raised by the opposition. And look at what Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray, when they came together to address a press conference in Mumbai, Sharad Pawar said that BJP doesn't have the numbers and Ajit Pawar stole signatures. And whatever Ajit Pawar has done is in his personal capacity. The party does not endorse it. Similarly, Uddhav Thackeray says this is a game that is being played by the BJP and it's important on our part to expose the BJP and the dirty games. And it is a deceit which has been plotted at night. BJP is hell-bent on breaking all rules. Now, you have been in alliance with the Shiv Sena for the longest time that one can remember. Today, it's a classic case of sour grapes. Raman Malik, questions are being asked as to what was the hurry, why did, what led to the revocation of the President's rule in Maharashtra at the crack of dawn today. Questions being asked by the opposition. Raman, would you like to clarify?
See, the point is very clear. One must not forget that apparently Mr. Sharad Pawar, in his full wisdom, had made sure that Mr. Ajit Pawar is the leader of the legislative group of NCP. Now, if a legislative group, the head of the legislative group is giving its mandate to form a government, whether it is the the people they are supporting or the Honorable Rajya Bhavan, they both are supposed to take it as a solid support, or let's say as a valid support, or furthermore clarifying it from the leaders of the two parties. If let's say if Mr. Devendra Fernandes, who has been a leader of the legislative group, and Mr. Ajit Pawar both have given a clear indication, have given in writing that they have merged and they want to, not merge, they are supporting each other. And one is taking claim as the Chief Minister, the other is as Deputy Chief Minister. I do not think there is any iota bit of confusion in that. Now comes the questions which are being raised.
No confusion in that. Now that is the BJP's, BJP stated position that everything is crystal clear. Everything is in black and white. There are no grey areas. Just a moment. Sanjay Dwivedi ji, I would want to ask you today. Sanjay Raut came out of your party to say that हम सब जानते हैं कि किस तरह से blackmail किया जा रहा था अजीत पवार को. Now for our viewers, just a quick recap of Ajit Pawar, the man who's being talked about the most when it comes to Maharashtra's power play. He is a man on whom there are two very, very serious allegations, and both of which became political fodder for the BJP in the run-up to the elections. One is the irrigation scam. The BJP did not bat an eyelid to remind people of Maharashtra that, look, here is the man who had indulged in corruption, here is the man who had to let go of his seat as the Deputy Chief Minister, because he was then the water and irrigation minister as well, as far as irrigation scam running into crores. Subsequently, we do know that what happened, the Enforcement Directorate registering an FIR against Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar in connection with a 25,000 crore Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank scam. आज संजय राउत का ये कहना है कि उनको ब्लैकमेल किया गया है. we are also hearing that he might also come back. What the party decides, unke jo uncle hai Sharad Pawar, who's like the grandfather as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned, he says that look, he stole signatures. हो क्या रहा है? Is there a possibility जो ये संजय राउत जो बोल रहे हैं इसका बेसिस क्या है कि उनको ब्लैकमेल किया गया है, उनके ऊपर जबरदस्ती हुआ है कि आप ज्वाइन कीजिए?
मैंने अभी आपसे एक बात क्या कही थी, अभी माननीय फडणवीस जी का आपने देखा, निश्चित ये हो रहा था कि चक्की पीसिंग, अब चक्की नहीं पीसेगी क्या? उप मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया उसको है। आप ये देखिए कि क्या नीतियां हैं, क्या रणनीति है। राष्ट्रपति शासन 2 मिनट के अंदर खत्म हो गया। सुबह वोट लेने की क्या जरूरत थी? अगर आप सही थे, अभी माननीय एनसीपी शरद पवार जी ने मीटिंग की है, सिर्फ 5 विधायक नहीं पहुंचे हैं, बाकी पूरे विधायक पहुंचे हैं। तो इससे क्या मतलब है? हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश में क्या ऐसा हुआ था कि चंद्रकला पाल जी मुख्यमंत्री बन गए थे, कल्याण सिंह उसमें थे दूसरे मुख्यमंत्री। तब जब विरोध हुआ पता चला कल्याण सिंह बन गया दोबारा मुख्यमंत्री, और चंद्रकला पाल को आज तक मुख्यमंत्री की वो नहीं मिली है। तो क्या फडणवीस भी यही काम करेंगे? फडणवीस लोगों को खरीद फरोख्त करके सरकार चलाएंगे क्या? और 5 सरकार देंगे? अरे अगर हम कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम बना के सरकार बना रहे थे तो क्या गलत कर रहे थे? देश की महाराष्ट्र की जनता के लिए विकास की बात कर रहे थे। अब आप तोड़फोड़ की राजनीति कर रहे हैं। ये तोड़फोड़ की राजनीति क्या सरकारें?
तो वो तो देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी भी बोल रहे हैं। And the only thing that he has talked about today is Vikas. He said that we will carry forward with our agenda of Vikas.
Sourabh,
आपने पार्टी से बात
Sourabh,
हाँ जी,
Sourabh, what kind of, the interest of Maharashtra people and the Maharashtra identity is being invoked by the politicians of Shiv Sena, that is beyond understanding. On behalf of BJP, not somebody from other states is coming and sitting in the position of a chief minister or deputy chief minister for that matter. The unnatural alliance between Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress would have led to a lot of opportunism in the days to come, and the new leader with new intent and new understanding would have totally dismantled entire projects that are instituted in the previous 5 years. I must remind your viewers that Mr. Devendra Fadnavis was the only chief minister after Mr. Vasantrao Naik who completed his 5 years tenure, and Mr. Fadnavis is known for his astuteness in politics, his clean administration that he has delivered in the 5 years, and the matter, with the deftness he has handled the matters.
Okay.
The Maratha quota agitation, the Jalyukta Shivar Yojana.
So he has proved his mettle. He has proved his mettle as an able administrator. That is what, and there I don't think that there is any question.
This is in the interest of Maharashtrian people, for that matter.
In the interest of Maharashtra and the people. But then Raman Malik, having given full marks to the administration under Devendra Fadnavis, if going by this argument that even if we are to believe this, the fact is deceit in dark, that's a term that has been coined today by the opposition, that these midnight maneuvers which Ahmed Patel describes as illegal, it's going to self-destruct, and this is a government which will, again, it will be a repeat of what happened in Karnataka where the Yadurappa government had to fall. All this is being talked about today. Just help us understand and help our viewers decode as to what changed. How did the scenario change between last evening when India went to bed thinking that Uddhav Thackeray would be the next chief minister, and today morning? It's been a sleepless night for many in your party and in different political circles, but for sure the Congress, the Sena and the NCP were caught napping. Raman.
See, one, they are obviously always caught napping, whether it was Manipur, whether it was Goa, whether it was Karnataka, whether it was other places, they've always caught napping, and that's not my fault or anybody in BJP if they generally tend to sleep more and work less, and that is the basic difference between Kamdar and Namdar. But having said that, I would like to understand from especially Mr.
Will the BJP be sleeping tonight?
Sahab,
will the BJP have a good night's sleep today?
No, we work. Sourabh, let me finish, please. The point is very clear here, that if you are okay with opening up of Supreme Court judges at middle of the night for saving terrorists. We can obviously work and toil ourselves for saving the people of Maharashtra and making sure that whatever they have aspired for, they get. If they have aspired for Devendra Bhai to become the chief minister again and they given a mandate on those terms, then they must get it. And we had very categorically told that we do not have the number as of right now, but if we have the number and there is a government to be formed, we will, and we did. Now comes the main point on which all of these people are saying, and everybody. Now we must understand, we are committed to give a clean governance that works. And Mr. Fernandez has been, Devendra Bhai has been over and over, people of Maharashtra has seen him working, whether it is the water crisis, agrarian issues, whether it is, the infrastructure, to the extent of the bullet train. Now the point is
exactly what he has promised to the people of Maharashtra today. He has said that governance and vikas is what we are going to be focusing on. Yes, that is exactly what he has said. But Tanmay, I would like to bring you in. Now, earlier in the day when Ahmed Patel was addressing the media, Ahmed Patel also said that we are ready to explore all legal options. And in fact, talking of legal actions, sources are telling us that the Congress, the NCP and the Shiv Sena have actually gone ahead and challenged this government formation, so to say, in Maharashtra. Now, as far as the road ahead is concerned, Tanmay, who is to be blamed for this mess and what is the way forward?
See, first of all, if, as Mr. Malik said, that if BJP was so much confident and assured that they have the majority along with Mr. Ajit Pawar, then why there was hurry for only within 6 hours, and it had to do within a very early morning, as you were showing in your earlier show, that all the newspapers, all the media, this was headline that Mr. Thackeray is going to be the next CM. And the people of India went to bed with that perception or that news. What forced them to take such action if they are so much confident, so much assured?
We are not working for terrorists and opening up courts in the middle of the night. We are working for people of Maharashtra. And as far as you are concerned, you must talk also
absolutely right. Absolutely right. When the courts can be open for the terrorists in the midnight, why can't such a step taken to form the government in the larger interest of the people of Maharashtra?
Clear thing that you have.
People like Mr. Tanmay Ghosh will always have naysaying attitude. And that is counterproductive, Mr. Ghosh. You care for what's happening in the state of West Bengal. Don't just,
But what was the necessity in last hour? What was the necessity in last hour? You could have waited for...
People gave mandate to Shiv Sena and BJP alliance and not Congress, Shiv Sena and NCP alliance.
Okay, no, just hang on. So
that you must understand.
Your problem is with the way it has been executed. Yes. With the way it has been executed. Now
what democracy are you talking about?
Now look at how it is playing out now. Just a moment, Tanmay. Just look at the way how it is playing out now. Now, Congress MLAs are likely to be taken to Bhopal. Shiv Sena MLAs are being kept under protection. Now, just one simple question that I would like to ask. If everything is fine within the Sena and the Congress and the NCP camp, why the need to have this security cover, so to say, around the MLAs? What kind of crazy politics is this?
Yes, that is the unfortunate part of today's politics in present regime. In every state election, we are seeing that after getting people's mandate, whatever may be the mandate, if BJP gets the mandate, that is the mandate of people. That is clear. But why same thing is happening in every state, that this resort politics? It is important. Nowadays, it is important more than pre-election, the post-election.
Now, who's indulging in resort politics? I just told you who's indulging in resort politics.
When they cannot keep their flock together, they have to resort onto such things. You cannot blame BJP for every fault line that you have within yourself. Don't call it a resort politics. It is that you do not have confidence in yourself.
Why we can-
Yes, and in a
having
way,
come from the state of Maharashtra, I must
Sonal,
reiterate
whether you
again,
like it or
the
not,
revival
it
of
shows a
Shiv Sena
lack
was
of
because of
lack
BJP,
of control.
and once now
It
that
shows a
you know,
lack
they
of control.
have-
Yes, Vivekanand, it shows a lack of control and a lack of
That's very
confidence.
true.
Raman Malik.
That's very true.
Raman Malik, while we are talking of a lack of control, while we are talking of debating this, insecurity which is plaguing the NCP, Sena and Congress combined from within, let me just also tell you that 7 out of 12 NCP's rebel MLAs have now returned to Sharad Pawar. And Ajit Pawar also, and in fact, we had got an inkling in the morning that there is also some rumbling that Ajit Pawar might also do a rethink as to whether he would like to continue. My point is, Raman Malik, honestly speaking, do you think that the BJP in a way has played a big gamble when it comes to Maharashtra? Do you think that there could also be a possibility, though I must say that Devendra Fadnavis appeared to be extremely confident that he'll be able to sail through the floor test, but could there also be a possibility of a loss of face if the numbers don't quite stack up and cross that magic figure of 145 on the day of the floor test, Raman?
No, not at all, sir. The government is there to stay, don't worry. But the best, the most important part is, in this entire process, people involved, whether it was Congress, whether it is NCP, some leaders of the NCP, and the others that are there, have been exposed totally on what their mindset and ideologies are and what they stand for. Now today, let's talk about the basic thing. The problem is that you are, for the last so many days, talking about setting up a government in Maharashtra. We did not come in, we did not say anything. You were doing all the things. So when the first time Shiv Sena is requested, they do not have the numbers. NCP asked for more time, Congress asked for some more. Congress has not asked, because since NCP Congress fought together, they are supposed to be a coalition partner, a group. Now, if one does not have the number, the second also does not have the number. So, in that matter, they should then, Congress had come up and said that they should have called us and this and that.
Right.
So, in that matter, even Mr. Owaisi, who won 2 seats, should be called. So, those things are, something which can be easily called
Right,
a
Raman,
wisdom
just
of
stay on
a
with
foolish
me. I
person.
just come back to you. There's a
So,
couple of important
keeping
points
that
that you've
aside-
made, but if I could also bring in our other political analyst on the broadcast, Dr. Syed Abbas. Dr. Syed Abbas, now, when we were looking through the history of Maharashtra politics, someone has also put out a tweet which in a way summarizes what has happened over the last couple of hours. And it says that the karmic curse of Bombay province, Ajit Pawar did to Sharad Pawar in 2019 what Pawar himself had done to Y.B. Chavan in the year 1978. And what Chavan did to Morarji Desai in 1967. What Morarji Desai did to B.G. Kher in 1948. Maharashtra politics for sure never has a dull moment. Who would you now, as far as looking ahead is concerned, Dr. Syed Abbas, one, who would you hold responsible for the, in a way, the tumultuous situation that Maharashtra finds itself in spite of having a chief minister and a deputy chief minister in place, and what would be the way forward?
Well, I think you've summarized the history very well, and it's a very interesting tweet and which shows the reality today. Nevertheless, bring to the first point here, what do we see? We see this Maharashtra political crisis turning out to be a roller coaster ride. First things first, what did we see? The newspaper and the television had different stories to tell. Newspaper said Uddhav Thackeray as the chief minister, whereas we put on the news channels and we are all shocked to see Devendra Fadnavis taking the oath. My simple questions here are, why in the early hours of 5 a.m. does the president's rule, as per the central government, get revoked or invoked? And then, in just about a matter of 2 hours, we see a new CM springing up. And then we see a deputy chief minister, Ajit Pawar, BJP's Maharashtra General Assembly elections campaign was against this man who had irrigation scam plus Maharashtra Cooperative Society bank scam of thousands of crore. Now, how is it so that this gentleman has followed suit with BJP? Has he entered the same washing machine which Himanta Biswa Sarma and Mukul Roy go? Nevertheless, I'm sure Mr. Amit Shah made an offer that he couldn't refuse. And now what do we see here? Who is the real Chanakya here? Who has played a political masterstroke? Is it Mr. Sharad Pawar or is it Mr. Amit Shah? Well, the answers to tell. Nevertheless, बढ़िया बात है. BJP has the numbers, like Amit Shah ji said, go and form the government. But respected sirs, if you have the numbers, why do you need 7 days? Are those 7 days?
Now you're talking of a Chanakya.
Or horse
You're
trading?
talking of a Chanakya. Okay. So Chanakya essentially for as a key strategist. But you know, when we are talking of the Maharashtra Mahabharat, and you know, let me take this question to you, Vivekanand Nartam. You know, behind the scenes, what's happening closed door, as far as this Mahabharata that is playing out, the Congress is in a way blaming the NCP for playing the cautious speed bump. On the other hand, the NCP is blaming the Congress for moving too slow on the Maharashtra highway. Having said that, is this a game which has been orchestrated, executed and thought through by the Chanakya, or is it the Bhishma Pitamaha at play?
See, Sourabh, as you rightly pointed out, and this is an important aspect. See, when the entire negotiations of forming the government, by forming that in natural alliance between Shiva Sena, NCP and Congress, the negotiations were going on and on and on. As Mr. Ajit Pawar also pointed out, he was so sick and tired of all the negotiations and charchas, the discussions. And yesterday also, when they agreed upon the name of Mr. Thackeray himself was unwilling to take up the mantle of Chief Minister's position, and except him, the other alliances were not ready to accept another leader except Mr. Uddhav Thackeray himself. So, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray was himself unwilling and he cited his health reasons. So, this is one of the aspects. Other thing is, now this needs to be seen because Sharad Pawar has always flip-flopped his position all through his political career. Otherwise, he could have been the Prime Minister of India had he remained consistent in his position. So, he may be saying something else and maybe intending something else because he had extensive meetings with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah ji also in recent times. So, this is another aspect, and in my understanding, Mr. Amit Shah has outwitted all of them and formed the government and left Shiv Sena red-faced. Mr. Rao, he is such a laughing stock. Now he has proved to be one. And still yesterday he was saying even if they are offering us the throne of Indra, we wouldn't accept that. So now,
but
look at the counter. Vivekanand Nartam, quickly, I would like to bring in Dr. Syed Abbas once again. Now, Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress party has also put out a tweet, and Dr. Syed Abbas, he says 3H, that is hounding, hijacking and horse trading define BJP's political compass.
No, they at least as far as
Maharashtra is concerned.
Moral ground
Dr. Abbas,
take up.
Yes, precisely
what
my
they have done
here.
in 70 years,
well,
everybody
Amit Shah
knows.
Ji, there are two gentlemen that I'd like to quote here. One is Amit Shah ji and one is Nitin Gadkari ji. What Nitin Gadkari ji said, he's turned out to be Nostradamus. A few days back I saw this clip where he says, in the world of cricket and politics, it is not over till it's over. Anything can happen. Where we saw last night that Congress, Shiv Sena and NCP to form the government, we see something else happening in the morning. And whereas Amit Shah ji says, those who have the numbers, let them form the government. So my simple question, adhered question in quotes is, sir, wonderful. Ajit Pawar's NCP MLAs and Devendra Fadnavis ji, CM and Deputy CM, they have the numbers coming together. But sir, if you have the numbers, why do you need 7 days more? I'm from Karnataka, so I sense I'm a keen observer. Is it resort politics, plain politics?
Do you
Mr. Abbas,
do you sense Karnataka replay in Maharashtra as well?
Since you are from Karnataka, you must know
Yes,
how this
absolutely.
unnatural alliance between
This
Congress
time
and
is
the
coming in. Okay, I'm just
the
finishing.
Janata Dal secular,
Vivekanand
how
Sahab,
that
I'm just
turned out
finishing
to
in 10
be,
seconds.
and every day
So
how
this
he
is
was
nothing
crying
but,
like a
I'll tell you,
baby
as a
in
matter
front of
fact,
people.
Vivekanand Sahab, last point here. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, I think we're all sane people here. I'm amongst intellectual panelists, and let me tell you, these 7 days are, I hope it's going to be an open auction of sorts where we get to know who is being paid whom, how many numbers, how many crores. So Amit Acha ji, is this the number of crores that you're talking about? And
No, but isn't
with
that like
7 NCP MLAs, you
jumping
can't-
to a conclusion already? Raman Malik, my point
Then
to
why
you
can't they
is
form the government
that
tomorrow, Saurabh Saha? Why don't they form the government tomorrow?
just a moment,
Today?
Ajit
Why
Pawar,
7 days?
Ajit
By
Pawar,
now?
just
They
a
will form
moment.
the government. Be
Voice is
patient.
cracking.
Just
Be
a
patient,
just a
Mr.
moment,
Abbas,
just a moment.
Be patient. They
Raman
will form
Malik,
the government.
Raman Malik, my question to
sir.
you is, right now,
Okay,
you know,
okay,
Ajit
sir.
Pawar took 30 out of 54 MLAs for the swearing-in ceremony. Now, in that press conference, widely televised press conference, Sharad Pawar said that, look, these are three MLAs that I have with me, and they say that they were taken completely on a whirlwind tour, so to say, and they had no clue of what was happening, that they had, and they were taken for the swearing-in ceremony. It is a government which is based on lies, lies and lies, because false signatures were procured, false signatures were presented as a letter of support. What happens just in case, and I am playing the devil's advocate over here, just in case the Sharad Pawar faction in the NCP is able to tell the governor that, look, this is the number that we have and there is absolutely no support when it comes to Ajit Pawar, is there a possibility then that BJP is looking at that maybe it has to go back to the Sena once again?
Saurabh, I'll be very candid here. What do you mean by Neta of the Vidhayak Dal, the leader of the assembly, the leader of the, the legislatives of any political party? What do you mean by that? What you mean is, once that person is elected, he is supposed to make a decision on issues and convey it, and he is the person who has the authority to come forward and put the view of the party, put the view of the group of legislatives on how they want to go further on every issue. The leader of the legislative is a person given with authority from the party. Now, if that person is giving a letter with signatures and other things, what are you supposed to do as a governor, as any other person? What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to trust that person, or you're not supposed
Right.
to
So the
trust
governor
that person? You're
acted
supposed
within
to
the
trust
ambit
that
of
person.
law. The governor acted
Now,
within the
what
ambit of the constitution, and questioning the
What-
governor's office in a way
Let me
doesn't
please finish.
doesn't
Let me please
you know
finish.
augur well for Indian democracy.
So now Saurabh, now the issue is, if the allegations that are being put by NCP or anybody else, it is for Mr. Pawar, Mr. Ajit Pawar, Mr. Sharad Pawar, or the other people to handle that issue, because that is their internal party's affair. That is not the affair of BJP. So I would not be in a position.
Now, when
to
you
comment
say,
on their
okay, when you say
internal
it's their
affairs. But
internal
yes,
party affair,
we also
allegations
have
are
taken
also being
certain
leveled, and
precautions.
Tanmoy, quickly come in 30 seconds.
taken
Answer,
certain precautions, don't
Tanmoy, that
worry.
the ED probe was used. Just a moment, Raman, I've heard you. That the ED probe was in a way used as a tool to split the NCP. When the BJP is talking about it's a problem within the NCP, whether the letters were forged, whether the signatures were stolen, it is not for the BJP to break its head on that, it's for the NCP. But then NCP today stands as a divided house. Tanmoy.
Just I will conclude with one sentence referring your Mahabharat, that in this case the entire political parties are placing democracy in a place of Draupadi, and governor is acting as Dhritarashtra. So that is the conclusion of this entire drama.
Okay.
In
That
the
is-
in the
that is
Mahabharata
what can
also
be
it is like
expected out of
Paritranaya
the-
sadhunam
Okay, so
vinashaya
now we can
sadhunam.
see
Dharma
that the
sadhunam
emotions
vinashaya
are running
sadhunam.
high.
Right.
But then as we keep a
So,
close watch on the
that is why-
developments in Maharashtra, which are changing by the minute, I can tell you with certainty that on the 30th, when the floor test happens, it's going to be possibly one of the biggest televised events in India's political history. But as I say goodbye to all of you, I would just like to go back in time 2 weeks back, when Congress's letter of support to Shiv Sena and the NCP alliance did not arrive by 7:30 in the evening. That was a deadline, remember. Just after Sharad Pawar phoned Sonia Gandhi to hold on to the letter, was that then the first indication of what has played out today? Well, questions are up for interpretation, but that, as many said, that nothing in politics can be predicted, and what better way to conclude than what has happened today. Thank you so much for joining us, but Maharashtra Mahabharat sounds prophetic at this point in time for sure. Thanks for watching.